Uh, Now, let us begin with the session. I would like to introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Niranjan Sureshkumar. He he is an alum of IIT and IIM Bangalore and is currently serving as a product manager on Copilot agents in Microsoft. Over to you, Bhaiya.
Hey Tanish, hey Karthik, hello everyone. Today, a very good
Hi.
evening to all. Uh, I hope audio is clear, all good?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Okay,
Yes,
awesome,
Bhaiya.
awesome. Thank you, folks. Feels a little bit of home after a long time interacting with ITG folks again. It's always nice to have interaction with you folks. And I know we're running crunched on time, so why wait? Let's quickly jump on to something that I've made to share with all of you. I'm bringing up something. Let me know if you're able to share the 10 seconds. Tanish, let me do one thing. I'll maybe send you the deck. Maybe not able to share directly. You can share it up.
हाँ भैया, sure. Bhaiya, you might be able to share now. Change the access.
You're not audible.
Just a second here. Hello. Your mic, भैया.
Try sharing once. Am I audible, folks? Let me try sharing
Yes,
now.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Even now, it's a little maybe an issue from my end. Let me quickly rejoin Tanish. Yeah.
Sure, भैया.
Okay, sure. We will also share Discord and Luma link. So if no anyone has not joined yet, they can join right now.
Yeah. Sorry, folks. Sorry for the small delay. I promise I'll catch up for it. Don't worry. I hope you're able to see the screen now. All good. All great.
Yes, Bhaiya.
Okay. Let's
Perfect.
get started. Okay, a very good evening, everyone. Let's quickly go into this. And at any point, if you want to stop me, please interrupt in the middle. However, I would still suggest use the chat window in case it'll be easy for us to streamline all the questions that we have. And yeah, I have definitely allotted a good amount of time for the live interaction the last, because there's nothing into PM other than interactions with you folks. So break into PM, this is the concept, this is the thing that I wanted to share. And folks at DSL wanted to also bring a little bit of AI in PM's world flavor too. So let's get started. As Tanesh had mentioned, I'm a product manager working with the Copilot agents ecosystem with Microsoft, a proud alum of IIT Guwahati, class of 18, and I am Bangalore. Now working with Microsoft in the Copilot ecosystem. So, and before I start, this is a big disclaimer that 99% of the contents in this slide are my own personal experiences and my understanding. It is enhanced with GenAI to have a better clarity. It is the age of GenAI, so calling it out loud that there have been uses of it in the same for better clarity and output. And as much as possible, I've kept it simple, straightforward, and to have real and honest conversations. But yeah, all opinions, all things are my own, and please feel free to have your own too. So it's in no way it's a live sharing of experiences session, rather than me claiming to know what's the actual right things and wrong things. And one phrase that I would always want as PMs yourself, or working PMs, aspirants, or students yourself to kind of know is live, learn, and grow. So this is a very interesting quote by Michelangelo, where no matter how many zeniths, how many horizons that you reach, it's you still learn, and that essentially is also a PM's career. Uh, uh, Grounding yourself with these three codes, I'm quickly trying to call out that any PM is always and has to be a student in continuous learning. And and it follows with the courageous point that you need to have the courage. I can only learn if I can make the mistakes. So that's important too. And also, I'm calling out loud because a lot of the content that I would show you, I have been inspired, I have learned, and I've also been able to get all these things, learnings from my mentors, faculty, and colleagues who have been with me. So, what we could do is, let me try to instill a food for thought in all of you. Uh, have you folks ever wondered why some products thrive while a lot others falter? And secondly, what does it mean to even make a successful product? A third question is, in my own growth role, I had all the product metrics all in the favor to ship a feature, but yet myself and the team, we had to abandon it. Why do you think this could have happened? And the last, or one of the major kind of questions that irks every product manager today, or even a user today, is what is more important, the user experience versus the business growth? So let me park all of you with these four questions for now. Keep your mind puzzled on those. We will come back to you at the end of the session to answer how to answer all these things. Now, on the structure of what we are trying to go through, so I'll cover the first part where I'm having said that. So I've already told that I'm going to keep this session simple and as much straightforward as possible. So I expect there are a lot of folks, a mixture of PM aspirants, in-job PMs, students who want to be PMs, PM intern folks, a lot of spectrum of people in various stages of the career path. So I will quickly touch upon how PM as a career unfolds, and what is my path to PM, and what could I share from my career journeys in this. The second part, we'll go on to the important part of how do you, as any aspirant or a student or an existing PM, become successful in your trajectory. How do you craft your success in this? And third, the interesting part of today, everyone knows, how do we bring AI into the world of PM? It's already much closer than we all think. It's pretty much there. How do we use it? How do we grow on that? And the part four, where we cover questions and live interactions. This has always been my favorite part. And this is the supreme learning happens all in the part four. And let's go to the part one without a lot of delays. So, who is a product manager? And this is something which uh, let's say the last 10 years, a new role came in, exploded wildly. A lot of folks know it. Some people don't know it. Some people over know it. Some folks under know it. So let's try to debunk some myths that come across along with this role. So when you think what the role of a product manager is, every one of us would have kind of, or would rather experience this visibility paradox where PMs today are both over spotlit and under understood. So which means we are under, or I don't want to put it myself, all PMs are under this being over spotlit and not very clear on understanding of hey, what it does, what it means, and what it delivers. Sometimes we do face a little bit of imposter syndrome where am I doing the right thing? Is it what it means to be a PM, or is it more to it? Is it less? Is there less to it? So the one real important thing I realized when I was trying to articulate my thoughts is that the more buzz and limelight around the role, the fuzzier people's grasp of what it takes to deliver great products. Means that the more and more of a hype and a surrounding news all over it, uh, maybe that's kind of leading people to not understand what it could actually take. So the paradox is, and in rather in a quick way to put it, some folks say that, hey, product managers are like CEOs are great and all those things. I like beg to differ a little bit. It's great that you value that much, but a little bit come down. And it's neither being underhyped that it's just a day-to-day task manager. I'm a taskmaster. That's all. It's neither a visionary nor a taskmaster. We're not all powerful that we call all the shots. At the same time, we're not like just a follow-up taskmaster here. So rather, I put it as a pragmatic conductor who aligns the user needs, the objectives, and the technicalities, gels them, puts them all together into a cohesive product. Easier said than done. That's how it is, but it's a small. It's my own take of how it unfolds as. Another myth is a product manager is a manager of people. Just, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but people could confuse that. Hey, do we have to manage people in our everyday lives? Is it something that I have people reporting under me? Not always, not necessarily true, because all PMs generally start as ICs, individual contributors, working closely with multiple different disciplines, data design, marketing, sales, and ops, as per, and that is also as per what the product needs. You might have more or even less of these. And PM someday might choose to become leads in the management domain, or they could stay back as ICs and go on till up to distinguished fellow. So all these career trajectories are possible. A quick map to kind of show how this leads to the blue one. The cyan and blue one is the actual reporting structure of a product manager, whereas all the green, red, and the pink, red, pink, green, orange are different segments of engineering counterparts, the design counterparts, and the data science counterparts and ICs. So here is how the dotted line just represents a collaboration linkage, not a reporting linkage, and this is how we kind of work with. Now, another myth quick coming, only those with engineering backgrounds can become product managers. Uh, Engineering meaning coding, because a lot of folks are still engineers, but in the tech landscape, engineering refers to someone who codes or developers. So it's always good to know and understand, but it's never mandatory. I've had product managers who've never touched code in their lives too. So civil engineers directly becoming product managers. So it's nothing like that. And that's it. Reality comes come PMs come from different scales of different disciplines, different altogether, even not even engineering. From I've seen my PM colleagues in the US being from liberal arts, even in India from a different BCom discipline. Doesn't really matter at all. As long as your core is very simple and hey, I need to define value to my users, align my teams, and get the product moving. One more myth is that do you need to have an MBA to enter into product management? It does open up opportunities, but it's kind of a cherry on top, but not necessary. A lot of places it's never that way. Rather, I would put it in a way that your prior experience, your prior impact, be it in a sister field like dev or data, that adds a lot more value than just your degree, because product management, fortunately or unfortunately, has no shortcuts. It's all about how you create impact, how did you grow, how did you showcase what you have done to other folks. So it's a linear way in which anyone who has created great value, who is thirsty for impact, and who is a great zeal of learning, they can just enter into product management. So all these myths are not needed. The the ground is level up. It's a level playing field, so you don't have to worry about any of these things. Uh, my journey till date, a quick flash through. Mostly, I've covered these chemical engineering from IIT Guwahati, and then I did a uh, master's in business administration, MBA in business analytics. I was the first batch of the analytics program from Bangalore. It was very useful in kind of understanding my next level when I started with Topper as an analyst, and then moving on to my did a small stretch with PayU as a in a summer program where 3 4 months we were working with them on the credit line for repeat loans and GTM roadmap. This also helped me bag a role with Microsoft. I started as a growth PM with the browser, slowly transitioned, took more responsibilities as a platform PM, and then currently working as an ecosystem PM with the Copilot agents and extensibility platform of Microsoft. This is the Copilot's rather the M365 Copilot is the enterprise version of Copilot. So you might have a little bit of a different variant with the consumer one that appears in your browsers today. So let's skip on to what is product management, the introduction to discipline. So I try to create this right from my understanding of, hey, what do I do in my daily life? How do I interact? How not just me, because I'm still a very small person early into career. It's still a huge journey for me, based on my learnings from my mentors, my managers, and other colleagues, other alums. So in a simple way of putting it, you are the person who brings business technology and user experience all together in so the way of putting it is the right product the right way for the right people. Lacking in any, it's assumed that it's a three-leg stool. The concept of three-leg stool is that even if one leg is going to be weak, it's not going to create a stable platform. So finding the right product that comes from your business. Hey, what do I do? How do I do it? And why am I doing it? How do I drive revenue? And then the right way of doing it. How much of what stack should I create for it? What technology should I involve? How do I create it? And then who are my users? How do I serve it to my users? And how do I roll it out? All those things. Balancing all three corners is a challenge, and it's also fun learning the same way of it. And the business technology and UX. So I don't want, I'll rather share this slide or maybe in a different medium, but quickly calling out the key tenets of each are the market strategy, where in the business part, your metrics and ROI drive your business. So end of the day, PM's answer to the higher management of business. You run a business. You have a dotted line to your business. So you need to be sure of how is your feature launch, how is your feature success driving revenue success criteria. It's not just user engagement, it's not just user activity, but how are you bringing in revenue and long-term gains? That is a major goal. And also, how are you thinking about penetrating segments and how do you position your product rightly for a long-term vision? Technology part, it's about partnering with engineering. Here is how your tech thought process, your understanding of technologies, your understanding of structures come into play. You don't have to write code, but do understand how architectures work, do understand what the roadblocks are. End of the day, you call the shots along with others. So it's always going to be a collaboration between all the three kinds of folks. In this case, it's mostly the top level management from whom the business comes from, the engineering team, the design team, and the data team who validates the need of what is needing to be done. Roadmap and architecture is something that you plan and do, because you neither can't be too early or too late. Too early with a lot of bugs, too late with too much perfection, but you miss the bus. So that's a fine balance that you need to have in the tech space of handling with your engineering counterparts. On the UX side, that's a fascinating part where the first and foremost thing is you need to understand your user, you need to know who your user is, and then crafting the flow. The need understanding is the first part. Then how do you solve it? How do you kind of curate a flow that takes the user seamlessly from one point to the other? All the while balancing the fatigue of user at the same time ensuring that you also gain in your business goals. So again, I've mentioned the blend of all three. Now we can cover the role definition, responsibilities, and requisites. So the role of a PM, I gave a very one-liner, a little bit going in with the binocular level deep on is where you are the strategic owner of a product's vision and a life cycle. So you kind of envision the steps, the next steps, and how do you bring business, how do you reevaluate your priorities and goals, and also be and be on top of the feasibilities. Any idea cannot be the right ones to go forward. Uh, that is the primary one. The second one is the single threaded. You kind of form the thread that aligns, a very thin thread that aligns multiple teams working together. If anything goes wrong, it's a good probability that people are going to come back to you asking, "Hey, what is it?" So be on top of a lot of things, and also be grounded, saying that because it's not a self-standing role, PM as opposed to other disciplines, you cannot stand on your own. You have to stand on the platform provided by your engineering, provided by your data teams, provided by your design and marketing teams. Be very grounded on that aspect. At the same time, have your own soft influence of trying to be like, hey, this is why we want to do it, and this is why I'm batting for doing this in the right place. So the responsibilities include the discoveries, road mapping, prioritization. Not going to read through the slide, but mostly on how do you start from your opportunity discovery, road mapping that opportunity, bringing all the stakeholders together at once from the platform, ensuring that the requirements are all met, uh, checking and rechecking your backlog, polishing it, and then go to market. Again, the best part is the relearn part of it, because every GTM is not going to be a success. There's a pilot, there's a 0 to 1, you learn and then do the same thing and again. So a lot of PMing is traveling in a loop, a positive loop of enforcement where you keep learning from your experimentations, learning from your launches, and learning from customer feedbacks and reiterating them to become better than what you were yesterday in terms of the product qualities. In terms of what requisites are needed for a PM, as I said, PM is a discipline where you don't have a very straight line idea of, hey, this is what you need to become one, or this is what you should not need. So, but in a very theoretical understanding of what concepts are needed, first thing is customer empathy. Are you able to think in the shoes of a user? At the same time, are you able to communicate that needs to everyone? Because you are the thread that's holding all the teams together and also leading them towards what should be done for the user. Your analytical and strategic thinking is of core priority. This is where your data thinking, your critical thinking comes in, where is this the right way of doing things? If not, why not? And you should also have the courage to call out, this is wrong because of XYZ, and this is right because of XYZ. That kind of abilities is needed. Your technical and UX fluency, as we covered earlier. Collaboration, soft influence, again, you are the one who's holding the team and moving together. So there will be certain stakeholder clashes, there will be certain uh, issues or some kind of disagreements. It's all on you to kind of drive it. I'm not saying you're the only person who will drive it, but you're the primary person of probability to kind of drive this and arrive at a amicable solution to this all. And adaptability and curiosity, that's always, as first I mentioned, learning. You have to be super adaptive and be more curious in what's next, what can be done, what are the new technologies, what are the new concepts that are coming up. So all those theory is fine, but what does your life look like after being a PM? I'm still very early, but a lot of folks do experience it, and this is roughly the same for even leads or various mature stages of the PM journey. So you balance a little bit of user connects, grounding yourself with the user needs. Your users can be both your end customers or your internal partners, or it can also be B2B, B2C, D2C, different user segments. You first have to prioritize who is who for you, and then select on what do they want from your product. Second thing, as I mentioned again, conflict resolutions, that happens more than often than not. Uh, Organizations still evolving to, well, but it's all in a good pace, where because when you hear multiple different opinions, multiple feedback, multiple thoughts, that's where we evolve as a product. So, and it also depends on your clarity to. So I've always been told by my managers, thanks to them, that as PM always steers through ambiguity. That's one skill that we'd always look for. So in among all these ambiguity, among all these successes, can you have your own vision? Can you think of, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I believe in, and that is hence we have to do it. That kind of convincing also does a long way in everyday life, negotiations, backlog planning, and you also need to present what is next, because people are going to rely on the PMs for what's next coming. How do you take such decisions, and also give them strategy deep dives of this is what we have planned for and what's going to come next. So on terms of, this is something that's useful for all the aspirants to succeed. A quick 6 hexagon structure of what is all needed for you in terms of your growth and succeed. I'll leave you to it to have a quick thing. Storytelling part is something, a lot of this we have already covered, but the storytelling is something that I would want to emphasize. Can you tell a story that resonates with others in a very short form? At the same time, you're able to drive metrics. That is one primary skill here. I want to call out the fourth box where you have to be a compelling and a crafting storyteller. This skill doesn't come every day. It's you have to be balanced. You cannot be overconfident and you cannot be underconfident on your abilities. Find the right balance, find what strikes with every stakeholders, and find what's right for the business, and compose the right story behind it. So the ones in the blue over here, a PM will always have very strong opinions, but the best part is every one of them should be loosely held, meaning you should always be open for a cross question. You should always open for a cross thought on it, and then you should be able to quickly loosen your grip. Oh, I was thinking so strong today, but someone said something different, which is actually right. So you should go back to the drawing board and rejig your opinions and then be changing it. That's a very important point. My previous manager has been very open on saying that there is always merit in having strong opinions, but always hold them loose. And the second point is in God we trust, all others bring data. Let it be multiple higher ups than you. Data speaks. You as a PM need to ground yourself in data. You cannot only rely on what folks want or what is their opinions. So that is a very essential aspect you would want to pick up with time. The next cycle, a typical product life cycle, how it looks like. Since the very introduction, I'll just quickly say idea, build, launch, and learn. I would just want to enforce the circular cycle where you keep iterating and building it. Just a very quick FYI, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. Now, I'll go on to I'm a little bit skipping forward because I want to spend more time in these portions where as an aspirant, as an early stage PM, or as a student graduating or soon to graduate, how can you kind of start your PM journey? So breaking into PM is mostly, as I said, there is no shortcut and there is no clear thing that hey, this you do this, you get a PM. There's nothing that. But having said that, the one advantage is one thing that always comes to the top line is impact, not your credentials, not of where you're from, not what you've done, not what you've done, meaning what kind of roles you've had. It's all about whatever you've done, what was the impact that you've created in each and every role that you've had. So starting with one, it's where there are multiple sources of entry to a PM job because PM is more of a mid-career role where I mean, there are in today's world, you can also jump directly into it. Everything is fair and good, but given if you're already in a different role, uh, these are certain roles that you can always be start your career journey with. I was an MBA, so you can be an engineer, you can be an analyst, or a data science folks, or a BA, a designer, UX researcher, or any other discipline that has a structured decision making or tech understanding. So the reason why it happens was because end of the day, PM is going to rely on all these different disciplines when they go on it. So actually, if you're a part of it, you're easy background, we do we get of
Uh, Hello, Bia. Your voice is breaking.
we know
Hello, Bia. Just a second, guys.
Tanish, am I audible now?
Yes, Bia. You're audible.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the
Yeah,
slight
perfect, Bhaiya.
yeah, internet issues probably. I guess I'm continuing from the same place. Tanish, I'll wait for you for going. Awesome.
You can
Sorry, folks.
continue there.
Okay.
Hello, Bhaiya. Your voice is breaking.
But then no, I just joined back.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Could you recharge for me? No? Hello?
हाँ भैया, you are audible now.
Yeah, I'll continue. Really sorry, folks. I guess some internet issue. I hope the screen is still in sharing mode. Folks can see it, right?
Yes, Bhaiya.
Yeah, sorry. I'll quickly jump through it. Go ahead. Yeah, thanks for stopping. If you're not able to hear me, please just stop again. Try to quick it move. So the other thing that helps folks is because for me as well, when I was a new age analyst moving into PM was a little of a difficulty. So what you could always do is uh, align your projects for impact. So there are multiple ways you could kind of align yourself to getting into this PM discipline. The first and foremost is whatever projects that you're doing, whatever work that you're doing, align your workflows, align your projects, have a visibility with your manager saying that, hey, this is what I want to do it. So my previous managers at top are very helpful in kind of guiding me both for my higher education and on the trajectory to the entire PM role. So have one-on-ones with your managers or team. Let them know that, hey, this is what I'm looking for and aspiring for. They'll be more than happy to help you most of the cases. If not, or also go to your PM mentors, your peers, keep interacting with existing PMs in either in the same house or partner companies, just so that you'll also know your future openings. And if someday in the tomorrow in let's say tomorrow they need a small or they want to start with an APM role or they're looking for someone, they know that you are there to always reach out for. On the other hand, you having a very impactful resume always helps because end of the day, if you have moved metrics, you already are half a PM in your previous role. The third aspect is you can always try to move to a PM or PM like work in your same org. So a lot of organizations today do not have something. This is a very defined PM role. It's upcoming. Most of big tech has transcribed. A lot other organizations are still catching up or in progress. It may not have a very established PM or a PM role like in your same org, but you can always kind of catch up to your manager saying that, hey, maybe I can do something. Let's say 35-40% of my time I want to try solving this. I want to do more than what I'm doing right now. Can you invest? Can you take a risk of let me? Can you kind of give me something that I can work upon? So and if you're being smart and intelligent in picking up your managers or your skip managers problem, be very curious, be very attentive in trying to solve for what your organization is missing or what is some problem that they've always been trouble with. And if you can solve it, then why not? So that is something that I always want to keep looking out for hurdles, keep looking out for opportunities that exist in your own org. Also, parallelly, or if not that happens, look for APM openings because nowadays, a lot of companies have come up with an associate PM openings. Campus recruitment has started for UG folks as well. So this is a very good opportunity for you to streamline there too. And you can go for mid-tier companies or other ones where they look for a unique profile and impact. For example, if a networking company is starting up, a new startup has come up, they want someone, a PM who understands networking. You being a networking dev helps perfectly. So you have to be on the lookout for such things. Enable that and optimize your scope of landing the role as much as you can. It's always about being at the right let's say optimizing your landing at the right role with your right profile. So try to bring the Venn diagram as to as much intersection as possible. Then there is a sure win guaranteed once you have your cards right. Now, on how to start your journey, so a quick infographic. Again, this is all AI generated for easier representation. Uh, Try to kind of have a thought down, maybe a journal or a look down of what you're great at, what is your interest, what is your strength, and at the same time weaknesses too. Try to write it down, understand who you want, and also think of what you can build, what you can already do based on what you're already doing at work, and also bring it on that in the future, what is something that you're passionate to work on? Because a lot of times a PM interview goes great if the interviewer touches on your passionate work. Let's say you want to do something, a very simple or a hypothetical example that let's say you're passionate about healthcare and you want to build, you've always thought about solutions this and you've always had side products or some kind of a thought or some kind of a side role relating to it, and you are interviewing to a product that does touch it. Need not even be in healthcare company, but for another company solving a similar problem, that's going to ring a bell. The amount of attachment, the amount of effort that you have put in terms of understanding a sector, solving it, being your own problem, that is gold. So be on the lookout for such things. By identifying your strengths, weakness, and interests, you will be able to find a few themes that you're interested on. And in today's age, it's always that you're open for any side hustle. It was not this roughly 5 or 10 years ago. Now in this world, the open market, you can get a limited time gig, an internship, a side hustle. Keep using LinkedIn or other platforms to ensure that you are in good broadcasting mode about, hey, this is what I found out, this is what I did. And trust me, a lot of recruiters, a lot of professionals are always on lookout for great ideas. And use that platform. You do rapid prototyping, involve kids, you do your own original products, try to focus on case comms. End of the day, this all the six points on the left, what they say is keep looking out for opportunities, keep doing something. Either you need to learn from that or you land a role, be it an internship or a gig or the final job itself. But keep doing it in because this is a nice practice that's going to help you when you land a job too. So be a PM yourself, be a PM on your own shoes, where the product that you're building is you yourself landing into that. So get all the concepts, and I know it'll be a little bit of a theoretical concept, but what I'm asking you to do is get in the shoes of you being a PM already, and then chart your own path, chart your own learning path, get all the referrals that you can, be in touch with every one of your senior, every one of your friends. Always build a small, strong community. Be active and participate also. It's not like only taking from them. Do contribute your way somewhere like in a community. If someone is asking for some help, hey, I've done something. Do actively contribute and always be on the lookout. And one thing that I want to cover, the last point is, if so you're not still getting anything, one best thing to do is become a co-founder or join an early startup, because there it's about connecting folks with the right interest and the right motivation. So it's always possible for you to kind of take a leap of faith if you're interested in a few. I mean, joining a startup or not is again comes with a lot of different thought processes, but that's another great way to literally segue into the world of PM because you're not going to develop that product from scratch. So mostly these two slides are something that I want to emphasize on. Summarizing these two is today's opportunities are a lot. You don't have to wait for a proper role to land up. Keep on the lookout for anything small is significant because it's always 1% more than what you were yesterday. Keep getting it's learning and your resume. You are becoming better than what you were a week ago, a month ago, and at the end of a year, you would have developed a strong skill set and a profile that showcases in your resume, and also someone to kind of tell you, hey, this is what I've done, very interesting, and I want to make the case for this person to be selected for our interview. So that is, you can always do that. And before I break it into another, I'm going to also share a few resources. Before that, I'll quickly also touch another parallel segment that how can you bring in the power of AI today? So one great thing Gen AI has done is it is level the playing field even more for everyone. That today you don't have to know a lot of things. Today you don't need to go to a prototyper, build your own thing. You don't have to spend a lot of cycles. You don't have to spend a lot of resources. Everything is available just at your hand, and prompt engineering is the key. Start with that, amplify. So one great thing is that there's a new vacuum that's being created, the entire Gen AI world. And I mean, not all existing product managers or not all existing professionals might have already been upgraded to this. So this is a great opportunity for all of you who are looking forward to enter the PM discipline as an AI PM. This is a great opportunity for all of you. Or, I mean, this also applies for existing PMs and aspirants, also for other working sectors where these are the few capabilities that you can still kind of enhance, transform, and disrupt with GenAI today. Be it user research, data-driven prioritization, hard prioritization, your instant prototyping. Let's say you're applying for a company, or you would just want to land a pitch to anyone. You can quickly develop your own prototype today in a matter of minutes, not days or not months. And the documentation support, all those. And the fourth and the fifth point is like, how can you kind of utilize AI to bring down all your ad hoc, bring down all your grunt work to ensure that the remaining time you spend on more important tasks such as the scenario mapping, scenario planning. What could I do next? How can I and stakeholder communications. You kind of reduce the ad hoc parts of it, but spend more time in your core PM skills and abilities. And agentic AI is something that is a very definite call out. A lot of the things that we're doing today can be automated. You can structure the workflow. The best part is it's a two-way game. You are learning agentic AI by doing it. And second thing is you are anyway solving your own problem too. So you are getting better at what you do, much better as a PM. A PM with an AI uh, knowledge and experience is going to definitely perform better than us, better than someone who doesn't. And second thing is you're becoming like a maker of that. You can use it as a scenario learning. The next scenario you're going to pitch to your company or in the next stage can be an agentic AI based solution, because that's where the entire world is going to move a few I would say a few months down the line or a few years down the line. That's where everyone is going to head to. And the seventh point, the infusion for scenario building. This is again the similar one that I've said. You can use this for building your own thing. That if you are an AI PM, if you're a AI PM aspirant with a good maker ability, if at all you can confidently say that, hey, based on this, I can generate a prototype. I know how to use an SLM model or an LM model to bring it over here. I can create a constructor workflow. This is something that we can transform that what your organization has been doing it in a legacy way. If you bring me in, I know how to make sure that this is done in a much more transformative fashion because I know how it is being done. I've done a few similar things. That is a very strong pitch that literally segues to you. That's a super fast leap into the world of PMA. Again, this infographic is very similar to how to do it. Uh, Initially, I told what all things that you can do, how to doing it is your side project, your prompt engineering is something that I would expect everyone today, all students, all graduates, all interns, even aspirants to kind of be great at. Trust me, the with Copilot, with all the other AI tools, it's very every day we are learning something on the new. We're discovering that hey, this is something that we didn't even think of that can be done. So that's a great thing. And in fact, a lot of this for me to be able to generate these slides, it was much faster and it helped me think better through the prompt engineering part. And learning, networking, join them. LinkedIn has great Gen AI communities and groups. Reddit also has ones. So be at the forefront, be at the frontier of everything. Then you'll get to know everything there. And being at the forefront and frontier also means you are closest to the folks who develop great things. So it's very easy for you to also get it plugged in and great. Just become an PM yourself types. And a few tips you can always do. I'll just list it down. And the goal is always to become, you should be commandable with a Gen AI. Be it, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that, hey, should I always become an AI manager? Not really. But by being one, will you be able to land a PM job much easier, much faster? Definitely yes. So if this is a big opportunity that's opened up, it's less than a year old. So I strongly urge all of you. It's another level playing field that's created. It's like the dot-com bubble. This is the AI, Gen AI and the agentic bubble right now. Get onto it. Don't think twice. And and everything is online. So I'm also sharing a lot of these things. Coming back to the food for thought, have you ever wondered why some products thrive while others falter? What does it mean to have a successful product, metrics in your favor? And so I'll just answer the third one. Why did I have to abandon it? Because the metrics were great. It was a short-term, amazing gain. It could have created a good impact. But one thing that I always, one of the things that I've covered in the slides is, do you have the long-term vision? Is it going to favor my users in the long run? Did my intuition say yes? No, that is where the PM thing kicks in. Sometimes we intuitively feel that, hey, all those things are seemingly right, but I don't get the conviction for it. I'm not very convinced. My gut says no. And there could be a reason, a strategic reason. What if this happens? What if that happens? So sometimes such things on the greater good, even if the metrics tend to favor in the shorter run, your greater good about having the decision being made. My kind of conviction not happening was because the users were not being ready to move. There were still a lot of users who were still depending on the legacy product, so forcing them to move would have been a little bit on the recessive side. And this kind of abandoning did help benefit us because we were able to bring up another feature in the 6 months to replace them seamlessly than immediately go and have a shipment. So think about the longer term. That's what happens. Sometimes metrics are great to be used, but as a PM, your intuition, your overall broad strategy thinking does give it a good parametric understanding of what should I kind of focus on. Experience with business growth and all those. So what I'll do is let me open for Q&A and interactions right now, and let's all answer the three questions at the end. I wanted to have interactive. I'll again share this deck. Because let's all do a kind of a case game where how do we try to answer these three questions? Like, what is that which makes some product thrive? What is a successful product, first of all? And what should you prioritize? What is more important? How do you get this decision? UX versus business. So for now, let's go on to the Q&A.
Sure. You guys, all of you who have questions, you can raise your hands and we'll give you permissions to speak. Let's start with Manoj.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yes, man. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so greetings to all. And first of all, I would like to thank everyone for giving all of us this opportunity. So, sir, my question would be, you're an alumni of IIT Guwahati and IIM Bangalore, and you have met a lot of people through work and through college. And right now, I'm a student who's just completed his 12th. So,
Okay.
what would you say would be the best path from now on to be a PM? Like for your degree, take this course, master's this course. Would you, is there something that you'd suggest to be a PM? Thank you.
Awesome. I was like, I'm pretty happy that folks at 12th grade are thinking about this. I'm super happy that you even asked this question. Manoj, right? I couldn't see. Yeah. So what you could always do is, Manoj, so see, you have to, I mean, being very open, I said I'll promise to be very honest. You need to finish your degree first. So think about your first and preliminary thing would be what you want to do as your primary degree that like I mean it's about engineering, medical, arts, science. So focus on what is your primary interest, what drives you, what you want to do. And most of the case it'll be wrong. After doing a degree, you'll realize maybe it's not the thing you'll change. So that's all fine. So for the first thing to do is like plan for the first UG degree. And parallelly, I'm not saying that's the only thing. That's just for like your education. It should continue. While doing it, so the best thing today is the younger you are, the better in terms of your learning. Like frankly, you will be having a learning power of more than twice of mine at this point. So you plug yourself and one important thing, great that you asked. In today's world, your qualifications or all those things doesn't matter. It's all about the impact what you do. So straight away get plugged on to go to any of your favorite sites like Copilot, ChatGPT, whatever it is. Set up a profile, start prompting, start learning. Think about what interests you. Explore the world of tech, explore the world of AI, explore everything. Try to see what is your interest in. So I would say the next whichever college, like after 12th, you'll land up in a college. You will have enough free time to do your own side ambitions, your side resources. Spend good amount of time in your clubs. Spend good amount of time doing self projects, landing internships. Uh, so the next 3-4 years in your college, superbly use it for learning and doing it, because this level of curiosity and this level of what do you say, your the access to information that you have today is great. So the first thing I'll tell you is learn Gen AI altogether. Your first assignment will be develop an agent yourself. Do some parts you've always been manually doing it, you've been irritated, I don't want to do it. Try to automate it. Get into that. Taste your first success of, hey, I'm a person, no, I know how to use AI in my life. And now keep building on top of it. Keep going more and more and more. And one day or the other, I suggest you will yourself land at a great idea. Maybe you convert your own startup or join another company which works in a similar idea. So I would just say, just get onto it. Like, get your hands dirty, start learning already, and keep practicing too. This is for 12th grade. Once you finish college, I'll have different suggestions for you. You can always ping me at that time.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Great questions, folks. Yeah. Next ones.
Utkarsh, you can speak now.
Good evening, sir.
Hey, Utkarsh.
My name is Utkarsh, and right now I am doing my MBA in marketing in Pune.
Great.
And I've completed my
Amazing.
MBA first year, and I priorly graduated from journalism, mass communication, Delhi, having great command in
Excellent.
communication, running a YouTube channel. But coming to product manager, since you talked a lot about the data analytics, something that engineers have to do, understanding empathy and getting the insights, forecasting and whatnot. So how can
Great.
I align myself? Uh, since first 1 year is left of my MBA, so becoming a product manager and how things will get started.
Fair question. Great question. Because one, you've rekindled a very fond memory of me. So before I joined MBA, one of my VPs in product from my previous org at Tech, so he was Joe. Joe was the person. So Joe was saying, uh, look out for this one course that you want to learn in MBA. Like there is one important course which will make you a better PM. That's marketing. And I can't agree more. I was like, hey, what is the thing? But trust me, the reason is because marketing teaches you the ABCs of, let's say, how you communicate, how you put your product, the entire thing around your storytelling, your streamlining, the positioning, all the three Ps, all your the every single marketing concept is something that you will definitely use sometime other than your PM role if you kind of do this. And one of our profs, I would there's YLR Murthy sir. So we had a very interesting exam where you should answer every question in less than 50 words. So all the other data capabilities and all the other, these are all tools, skills, and capabilities to develop. That is a suggestion for all of you to focus and develop on. But your communication aspect is something that you need to fundamentally build upon. There is nothing that directly teaches you that. It comes with practice. It comes with your self-reflection capabilities. Let's say, can you answer a big question in less than 50 words? You don't need to have good phrases. You don't need to have grammar, but can you condense? So one of the famous quotes you would have read online is, hey, I couldn't write a short mail. That's why I did not have the time to write a short mail. So I ended up writing a 3-4 paragraphs. That's clearly how much important is breaking down of a lot of info, because that is going to come up to your job. You will have tons of information, tons of data. You would have to have the skill of breaking it all down, synthesizing it into a simple 2-3 line mission statement or a product statement or your feature command that, hey, this is what we're going to do. So you already are at marketing, become great at that resource, become great at questioning yourself. If someone is going to ask you a question, how do you drive it? Because you need to answer that precisely. Hey, this is what I'm going to do. that is great. And all the other skills is something that you can always develop, Utkarsh. So all these data skills and everything. One good thing about a product manager is a lot of folks do say that you just have to be a jack of all trades. You don't need to be an expert at it, which aligns a lot of places. So you just need to know a lot of basics. And with today, upskilling yourself is going to be much easier. I'll just tell you, go and ask any of Copilot or GPT today that, hey, tell me, I want to become a PM. I want to learn all these things. Go step by step, teach me, assume that I don't know anything, but you take me from being a beginner to an expert. It's going to tell you. And that much is decently sufficient for you to have an understanding and for you to kind of land a job, because anyways, the learning is going to happen more on your job. So two things I will be like, emphasis on what you're great at, because the marketing is also a great entry point. And whatever you want to learn, you can learn it today online. So, and you don't have to go too deep into it. So 80% of, let's say if 100% is the extreme, the first 80% is difficult. You can stop at that.
Sir, how much time does it take to become a product manager? Like how many years or as per your observations?
So my observations are frankly outdated, like because you see a 12th grader being focused on tech. When I was at 12th, we were not. So because and being very honest, at that time, let's say before 5 6 years when I started the journey, a good 2 years of your initial let's say post UG work ex, and then you can move on to, because I've seen my folks like this is coming directly from my experience at Topper, where there were some of my own folks. Yeah, actually, I'll put it this way. Uh, there were my own in the same batch. My friends joined with us in the. They were initially business analysts. Within 5 6 months, they could transition into an APM role. So I've seen a 5 6 months transition as well. There were direct campus hiring for APMs, so which is literally 0 days after your graduation. I myself took 2 plus 2, 2 years of working data analytics and then 2 years of MBA, and then so it's a 4 year. I've seen my friends doing it in 2 3 years. So it's a spectrum. And what I can say is maybe 3 4 years before me, it could have been even more longer. And today it's going to be much easier than that. Like average 1 2 years of any work that you do, and with the right alignment of picking the right discipline, if you're ready for it, focus the right goals, keep yourself on top of, be like a hawk and be looking out for great opportunities and pick one. You can land it in 1 2 years at max. It's possible. It all depends on you, but very much possible, because I've seen that happening in my era. So this era, it's even more possible. Like it's much easier and much
Definitely,
faster.
definitely, sir. So can I answer the question that you asked in the starting?
Yeah, please go ahead.
All right. Can anyone show that slide, please?
Go for it. I hope you're able to see this.
No, sir, not at the moment.
So the question is, why do some products thrive while others falter?
Sure, sure. So what I believe that I have seen like so Google Plus came at that time. Instagram was also there. But why Instagram survived? But when I came across that, there was some luck factor and the recognition factor. Like Instagram was something like Gen Z was using. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, Utkarsh, yeah.
All right. So it's more of luck, recognition, customers connect. Like Instagram is something Gen Z people somehow started with, then job people and more of people came up with, and threads also got a lot hyped coming from the X platform competition. And second question, what does a successful product? Successful product is something which aligns and make a bridge between our problem or the problem that we are facing and aligning with the solution orientation with the smooth, effective, and at convenience. For example, I will say like Uber, Ola. These are the products or service which are a lot at ease, real time, fast, and more convenient. Quick commerce, which is thriving a lot. And the next question,
Okay.
it's the third question. I don't know how to answer it, but fourth I can come up with user experience versus business growth. I believe the user experience should be first priority. Then if the experience is good, the customer will come and somehow at later stage, the growth will follow on. But yeah, a balance will be a good idea.
Valid. I really love the way you put it. Yeah, nice. The first one is where you the right timing, the right focus on the right users, what they want. Second is solve for the real problem, solve for the real this thing. Very valid, very valid. There are no right, wrong answers for this, folks. Like it's all a combination of how we arrive at very great approaches. Thanks, Utkarsh. All
Thank
the
you,
very
sir.
best for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Neeraj, you can go on.
Yes. Hi, Niranjan. Thank you for the talk. So I'm really excited about using Gen AI. But I was also curious to know, like, how do you know as a PM not to use AI? Because honestly, when I'm using AI tools, I actually find myself becoming too reliant on them creatively. So if you can answer that.
A very, very valid question. So there's always a risk of, hey, I mean, even one step uh, behind, folks might think, if I'm going to rely on AI for everything, then why am I there for? Or will I lose my originality? Will I lose everything? This is again a lot of our in our role are different ones. People do approach such questions because it's pretty new and folks do not know if it is right or wrong. And I myself have faced that. If you ask me to write a mail without another recheck today, maybe not. I don't think I will be able to. But that's how it happens. So what how rather we should be approaching it in this way that it's just that our creativity in these tasks where AI is coming up might not be needed at the current level that we are in. Maybe it's time that we have to kind of think of something more. Because yesterday, this was something creative that I had to put my brains on. Great, I have to solve. Today, AI could do that. So instead of saying that, hey, am I becoming over reliant on it? Rather think about it as, hey, great, there was something there is an AI that is able to do what I was doing better yesterday. Now it's time for me to climb upon it and then say, what can I do much better now? Because my capability is now increased. So and very right question, because if you don't think so, the other way is that you might feel being you will be left behind because a lot of things that you would have done yesterday is not going to be relevant today because AI can do it better. And you cannot make a case that, hey, I'm great in this. Anyone is going to say that an AI agent could do the same thing. What does it make you better? This is an opportunity for folks to be like, there was something I was good at. Now AI is doing it for me. Now, what can I do better on top of it? So, how can I transform my impact? How can I make because yesterday you were limited by your linear way of doing it. Because I'm just theorizing that is something that only I could do. I have to spend time on, but it doesn't need time. It does it faster. So can I do something more? Can I use it and become much better than what I was? Can I unlock a lot of potentialities with this? So I know it's a little difficult to think because every one of us is going through the same thing right here. How can we come out of it? But I did uncover certain ways by which let's say, for example, all the tasks that I had to sit down and do it. For example, as simple as you folks would have realized the Teams meeting recordings, you might have had this. There is this transcription, there's an agent on Teams. You don't have to uh, spend your time reading through it, recapping through it, or writing a good summary of it. Your focus will shift towards your native thinking, rather your prompts of what do I want? Because AI will do it, but what it needs to be done is still instructed by you. It's a great co-pilot, it's a companion. Now you are on the pilot's wheels, you are the captain now, and this puts you up in a more responsibility. So I know everyone has to step up in their shoes, but use it rather than being like, hey, is it you can there's a lot of things you can still do it, like in your hobby time, your creativity, all those things. You still have to preserve those, but the creativity at your job of let's say something new that you had, if it is being disrupted by AI, I would always suggest go one step higher. Given that it has done it, become better than what you were yesterday, because it's going to multiply your efforts. I know this is a little bit of a vague thing because everyone is still trying to find out, but one simple thing is accept it and become the pilot for your co-pilot. That's what I'll say. I hope it's solved. Even if it doesn't, I can do it later. Thanks.
Hey, hi, I'm Dheeraj. Niranjan, I have actually two doubts. First of all,
Good question.
my first question is going to be, what is the difference between a product manager and a project manager? So
Very
oftentimes
good.
we do get confused, especially someone who's coming to it from a dev role or something. So or maybe a fresher as well. And the second
Sure.
one is quite personal to me. I have been trying to make a comeback into corporate after 10 months of break due to a health issue. Initially, I was a front end engineer, and then I made my switch into full stack engineer. And after that, I've had a 10 months of career gap right now, and I've been trying to make my comeback into this into tech industry. Although I do love tech, but I think after getting my you know uh,
National.
project management certification from Google, I think that makes the role project manager makes or resonates much with me than being an engineer ever did. So what would you say? What would be your advice to me? Thank you.
Got it. Sure. Sorry, I didn't. I forgot your name, by the way. I couldn't see you for that's
I'm
why I'm
Dheeraj.
asking you. Can you repeat once?
Dheeraj.
Dheeraj. Hey, sorry. Huh. So, Dheeraj, great question. Like, I see, first thing, your career break, it shouldn't, I mean, there are ways to come over it. This is always, you can do something. And you've been at front end, you've been a full stack. So, you already have the necessary experience that, uh, I mean, you already have the footsteps of what that makes into a product versus project. So, I'll answer this question first, project versus product. Both of them have similarities, both of them have intersections. A project manager rather is a taskmaster by the profession and in terms of deliveries. And project managers also generally come from the services side of things. Again, this is probabilistic. This is generally what it is. There's no restriction that it should only apply to services. But assuming that you have a project, you have a client project being taken up, a project manager generally champions it. It drives to completion of, hey, this is what are the existing components. A project manager can also be a sprint leader, a sprint manager. So you can always a scrum master is something that also falls under similar to the project manager one, where the project manager's main core responsibility is they'll be allotted a project or multiple ones. Their work is to ensure that all the moving parts, all the contributors to the project, right from different stages of the contribution, are being checked in, run various stand-ups, and ensure that all the work that is needed to keep the project running and completing its timeline, that is the primary objective and moving it. A lot of times you might not have the ability to define a project or take a project for yourself, but it's more about, hey, there's a project, we have to complete it. We've been allotted it from the client, and that's just more of it. Whereas on the product side, this is more of a product. A lot of product companies have this more than the services side. A product manager would rather come up with this project. They'll think about what we need to do. They would kind of ideate, explain, structure the roadmap, and build it up, and also allot it to the teams different ways. So you see, there is a good intersection of trying to plan for how the sprints are being done, how it is being met, but the delivery, or if the product is not being able to move ahead, it's kind of on the engineering manager side. So a product manager manager's single line responsibility is to kind of own the product, own the feature progression as to what next that comes, and then entire line to line own it up. Whereas the project manager's strategy is, hey, you give me a project, I'll ensure the completion. And so basically, driving a project to success is a project manager's single line outcome. Owning a product end to end, envisioning it, transforming it is the product manager's outcome. There are obviously there are a lot of intersections here, but the way it is being framed, the core capabilities slightly differ on what their ownerships basically are. But a lot of places it's very blurred too. So it's you can't, sometimes you as a PM you will do project management. Sometimes project managers have to kind of take in a product stuff. So a lot of functionalities overlap between these two.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Shank, you can go on next. And I request you guys to be a bit precise so that we can complete this and take up all the questions.
Hello.
Yeah, please go
Am I
ahead.
audible?
Yes, yes.
I have a question.
Please go ahead.
For a product, for a student who wants to become a product manager or who aspire to become,
Mhm.
who aspire to pursue this role, right? So, my question is, what kind of experience or prerequisite do we need to have to to apply for this role or to pursue this actually?
Got it. So you are a student in UG or you're in
Yeah,
a
I am
second
a
degree?
student. Yeah, I am a student at CMRIT Bangalore, and currently I am
Okay.
pursuing my Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science and Engineering.
Got it. Got it. So, as I said, there are the I can so how do you do it is generally you'll first thing is you have to finish your degree. So that is the first milestone that you have, and on the course you have something called as your internships. So assuming that you're still not in your final year, you can always take up and the first thing for you to target. I'm customizing the answer on completely based on your behalf. So you think of taking a good internship, let's say a coding internship or if at all an APM internship, a product manager internship is available, great, go for it, amazing. But if not, go for a coding or a data analytics interview. Being a computer science grad yourself, you wouldn't find a lot of difficulty in bagging a dev role or an analyst role. So land that internship, try to get a PPO, and that's one part of it. And then parallelly also start upskilling yourself in all the things that you would need to have to become a PM, the ones that I've mentioned, and sit for your either if you're you have your good companies coming to your favorite companies coming to the placements, go for them. Try to look for APM roles if they're coming up, or do parallelly search for on your own where can I find some companies that open for such roles. That is possible too, because in that's what I was saying to the first question where Utkarsh question, where you can always try to bag a role. You don't have to. There's no timeline required. So, given the demand for product managers is increased, you can look out for roles. It is possible that you might find a role directly after your graduation. If not, take another similar role, something like a stepping stone to a product manager, or could be an analyst, data, or your dev role. And then within the same company, try to move into product, express your interest to your manager. Or by the time within the next few months or a few years, you can always transition into product manager given your experience with a dev or being a data person or whichever is in your thing. So in your current situation, I would say prioritize first getting a great learning internship. Second thing is to check for learning resources, side projects, side hustles. Get an amazing job that is on the line with if PM, great. If not, stepping stones to PM. And then plan your career shift accordingly. So it need not land immediately, but in due course of time, you'll be able to get one if you're clearly interested in the same.
Thank you, sir, for answering the question. But I have a few more questions. You said about side projects. So,
Mhm.
what kind of side projects should we make or should we work on? So, and yeah, this is the one thing. And apart from this, uh, suppose you are a product manager at Microsoft, right? Now,
Mhm.
for a person who are applying for this role, as a product manager, what qualities do you look for in that person?
Okay. Okay. So I can, okay. So for a PM in the, so what, like one thing is brief here because product management does not have a very clear thing to look out for. You can always quickly go back to the slides that I had shared earlier where these are the ones that generally folks look for all your kind of abilities. Generally, your prior impact of what you've done, how you've done it, those kind of things would appear. And it also depends on company to company. Every different company will have a different way of hiring folks and their parameters and everything. But one thing that you can always say is that your if you see the impact is what is most important. So basically, in any interview, it'll revolve around because a PM interview is not a stress interview. It'll generally be an understanding interview of, hey, what you are, what interests you, what you have done, and how can you be a good fit, both culturally and both the role wise. So the culture and role fit assessment is what is being there. So it's always about what have you done in your previous roles, because at least for Microsoft, it's generally it's not an entry role. You generally come after your other, let's say your post UG, something that you've done, and then you move into project management. For other companies, they would still be okay with like this. It's kind of being open that for smaller company they wouldn't have such a very this thing. They'd be okay to still hire fresh from college or early into the stage roles. It all depends on the company, their hiring policies, and how do they kind of what are they looking for basically. Let's say if it's a 6 months old startup, I don't think they are gonna look at your previous experience or anything. If you have I'm simultaneously answering your side project question. You can find a lot of side projects on freelancer.com. There are multiple different sites you can search on the web where you can get a few, or go through LinkedIn and Reddit where people do post certain things. A side project does two favors to you. One is your own learning. You can always use it as a resource in your CV. Second thing is you'll be able to associate with the person who is similarly working with you, form a group, and then join a, let's say the person who has posted this is impressed by what you did. You can always reach out to, let's say, cold reach out to certain companies working on something, saying that, hey, I've been trying to do, let's say, I'll say start with a small pet project, use it to pitch to another company saying that, hey, I've discovered something, maybe I can use it for you. I don't have to be paid, or like you can just start a cold conversation saying that I really found interest in your vision. Can we collaborate? Great, why not? So try those routes. Try to find out similar founders, co-founders, startups, or even such projects buddies who are working on that. At the same time, learn and build your CV so that when another role comes knocking, you would always have your CV ready for it. But in small words, it's about your impact, what you have done, how great you are at.
Let's
Thank you.
move on to this. Uh,
Thank you for that.
Shivam, you can ask a question. I would again ask you to be precise.
Hello. Yeah. Am I
Yes.
audible, sir?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Myself, Shivam. So my question to you is that I am Shivam from second year of college at NSIT. And
Right.
if I put up a weighing scale in front of you, on one side I
Mhm.
put things such as hackathons, web development,
Mhm.
AI. On the another side of the scale, I put on case comps, then PORs in events, fest, etc. Which one would you weigh higher?
That's a very interesting question. So why do you have to weigh one versus the other? I would be interested in both, because these two, I know time is a limitation, but if you can do both, that is my suggestion. And there's no either or needed over here, because if you can do both, then best, right? And the reason why I'm saying it is because the advantage that it gives you, because I also come from a position where I did a lot of POs in college. I used to do the other way, participating in hackathons and everything. I unfortunately couldn't do a lot of hackathons in my college, and that was a small regret that I had, that I should have done more. So it's always about trying to do maximum of what you can. You don't have to the similar thing that I said. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to go deep in it. But once you have tried all these things together, you have an idea that, hey, your POR teaches you management capabilities. Your POR teaches you leadership. Your hackathons and everything teaches you innovation. They bring in contact with you great in hands-on developments. Your case comms will bring you the aspect of writing, developing great presentations, pitches, your elevator pitches, all those things are done by the case comms. And it also brings your collaboration aspects together because you generally work as a group. So I would always say there is no direct line comparison. But the best thing is if you can, I would say suggest like try everything, try everything. Maybe you like one thing better than that, but still try everything and have a good what do you say, a good plethora of your experiences allotted across all these things. This is something that I wish I could have done more in college. So this is what my suggestion will be like. Because college is one time where you have a very good time to kind of invest in all the other learnings. So why not do everything?
Yeah, thank you. So thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to learning more and more from you in the upcoming sessions. Thank you.
Nitin, you can speak now.
Hi, sir.
Please go ahead.
Hi. Sir, I'm a student of final year. I am about to complete my final year in 2 months. I have an ambiguity. Like I got introduced to this product management role 1 month ago. I to be precise, and I am in ambiguity that should I do MBA or I have a thought of doing MBA. Should I do MBA or else should I upskill myself in product management and land in a job? What do you suggest? Like I do have developer offer in my hand, but I just want to do my MBA though. So what do you suggest me?
This is a great question. I really don't. So I let me approach it in a different way. What excites you immediately after college? Like, do you would have before landing a job, you would have done some kind of coding, some kind of a this thing, right? So, what do you think? Are you you do you like do you love to code? Do you love to develop?
No, sir, I'm actually not good at developing, but I got it, but I don't have interest in that. So that's what I'm
Okay.
looking for, either to do MBA or to land in PM role. What is the best thing?
Got it. So how I approached is something. So I can tell you because this decision is always individual about what you would want to do. When do you want to do an MBA? If not to do an MBA, because both sides has pros and cons and different approaches. So I'll tell you this. You have a job at hand. Get your degree. Get like have it. Your joining date might be sometime sooner. So your MBA. Do you have an MBA offer also in hand, or are you wanting to appear for your exams?
So I just want to prepare for the cat and write. I don't have an
Go
offer.
for
Like
it. Do both, right? So because your when is your job starting?
it's in August.
August. So I don't think CAT is anyways getting done by November, right? So start with your job first. So plan if it's like if you have an offer at hand versus you have a job, you wanna select between an MBA or a job is a little difficult. Because that requires a lot of things, but you still don't have an MBA degree at hand. So what you can as an offer at hand. So prepare for it, do your job simultaneously. You'll get to know because you are early in the career in your career it's still too early for you to not be like, hey, I can only do either. You can do both. You can push for both. You prepare for the exams, be it CAT or any other GMAT. Go for it, try to see. Meanwhile, also talk to a lot of folks about what an MBA can do. Is it suiting you or not? All that gathering
नहीं
things you
meet
can
चल
do.
रहे.
And
Oh,
then
sorry.
start with the work. Like anyways, because your work is starting in August, which is like a few months from now. Because either ways, when you are landing in an MBA, you having a experience is going to help you one way or the other, be it directly or indirectly. Start with your
Like
job, then prepare side by side.
yes, sir. This is what I have clarity before introduction to the PM role. Now I got interest in the PM role, and I just
Okay.
want to think of like, do I need to upskill myself in the PM role skill and not do MBA and just go to the job, or what's the best way? Like, can I land in a good position roles for PM roles without MBA?
Everything is possible. Everything is can and possible, but I told you there's a little bit of a difference that it adds to. So I would suggest start with your job because even if it is, let's say, two possibilities, you don't want to do an MBA. So anyways, you start with a job. And one good thing is it's going to teach you a lot of coding and stuff that will be stepping stones to your PM journey. So that is sorted. Let's say you want to do an MBA and you realize it later. Start with a job right now. When you decide to go later, you go for it. So what I'm saying is start with your job, then you can decide on the pivot whether you need to be in the job and then go to a PM role or you want to do an MBA, then go to a PM role. That decision comes later. In the meanwhile, upskill yourself, start with learning a lot of the dev and this thing. Keep your options open is what I'll say. Take decisions while you are in the skin of it rather than trying to decide right now because there's not a lot of there's not a lot of difference that will make right. You you decide what you want to do next because you continuing in a job 1 year, 2 years down the line, you can become a PM, depending on how much effort or how much of a smart moving that you do. Or let's say, no, I'm kind of letting, I want to upskill myself. I want to go to the next level. I really want to do an MBA. You can decide either way. But if you don't have an MBA offer right now, I would just suggest start with a job and then think about it on the way. That's the thing. It's not going to hamper your PM progress at all. Like that's very open.
Guys,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, guys, we are running out of time. So I would say we'll take the questions on the Discord. You
On
can
the chat.
message on the Discord, and maybe we can. Where do you have some last
Yeah,
thoughts?
I'll just So I'll just share this, Tanish. So I developed these. I just wanted to share a few of these for folks who wanted to kind of learn more. I can put down the deck. I'll share it. Maybe not the deck or some other format. I'll pass it on through Tanish or other folks. That you
Sure.
can share it with the folks who are interested. So there are some AI specific and normal PM. This is something that it helped me also. So you folks can have a good it's still not exhaustive. Nothing is exhaustive in the world of PMs, but some curations that will help you on the AI, Gen AI things also for a different use case. So yeah, that is it from my end.
Okay. Thank you for an amazing session there. We got to learn a lot from you and your experiences at Microsoft. Would love to hear back from you. And with this, we conclude this session. Thank you, guys. You can leave now.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you all, folks. Have a great night and bye bye. All the best, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, sir.